Hey everybody, this is Tyler Hoke. I'm your instructor for Chemistry of Hazmat at Davidson Davie Community College. I'm going to walk you guys through how to navigate the Moodle page for this course. Like I said, this is Chemistry of Hazardous Materials, and the code for this course is FIP 230 WA 2026 SP. If you're not registered for that course, but you are able to access this course, please let me know, just because there's some issue there. Otherwise, if you're in the right place, we'll get started with everything. So when you log into this course, this is what you're going to see. And actually, right here is where you're going to be able to access this video that I'm recording. Okay, so you'll be able to refer back to it and everything. Right here is going to be where your announcements are and stuff like that. So I'm going to post announcements here really after each due date, just to give you guys a rundown of how everything went on the assignments, maybe some tips and stuff like that, and some tips going forward on the next assignment. Okay. Right here is the syllabus. We'll go over this real quick. So let me pull this up, and it's going to take you to a Google Doc. Okay. And so we'll go over this real quick. Okay. So there's my contact info. The best way to contact me is just by shooting me a text. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay. I try to get back to you guys ASAP. It may not be immediately, just because I may be on a call. I may be teaching. I've also got a young son that I may be taking care of, so just bear with me on that. Otherwise, you can email me at my Davidson Davie account. If for whatever reason you can't contact me, or there's some administrative stuff or whatever, you can contact Benjamin Lunsford, and there's his information there. Okay. There's a little bit about me. There's some info about DEI. We strive to present materials that are respectful of everybody. And I'm in full support of that and everything. If you need to reach out to me about anything, just let me know. Here's some info about the course. So this course is online only, with one exception. There is a mandatory physical meetup day where I'll be showing you guys some neat stuff with hazmat. We'll be doing some chemical demonstrations. That said, there is an alternate assignment that you can do, and I'll go over a little bit of that here shortly. So this course starts on January 12th, and the census date is January 22nd, okay? By January 22nd, you must access the course, okay? And I'll show you guys what you need to complete, all right? You need to complete this census assignment. It's easy. All you got to do is click on it. It'll take you to a discussion board where you can reply, okay? And all you're going to do is just give me some basic info: name, best email and phone number to reach you, department, years of service, any hazmat experience, goals for the class, and fun facts or hobbies. Okay, that's all I want from that. You don't have to reply to anything. You don't have to reply to each other's stuff or whatever. This is just your assignment, so I can make sure that you're in the course and you're able to submit assignments. Okay. So back to the syllabus. Units 1 and 2, they're going to be doing 2 weeks, and all of these units are going to be due in 2-week intervals, with the exception of Unit 6. It is actually going to be due 3 weeks after Unit 5 is, and that's just because it's kind of a lengthy, more detailed unit. Okay, so you get some extra time. That chemical demo day is going to be on March 28th from 10 until 2 o'clock, and I'll get you some more details as we get closer there, as far as where we'll meet and stuff like that. Course withdrawal date is going to be April 13th, and your final exam is going to be due on May 10th. So each unit is going to open at the conclusion of the previous unit. So what that means is you're not able to access Unit 3 until after the due date of Unit 1 and Unit 2. You can't access Unit 4 until after the due date of Unit 3, so on and so forth, okay? That allows you to kind of pace yourself throughout this course, not get too far ahead or anything like that, okay? This course covers the evaluation of hazmats referenced in NFPA 470. Okay, topics include atomic structure, periodic table, salts, non-salts, hydrocarbons, hydrocarbon derivatives, so on and so forth. Okay, I know all that may seem like a bunch of gobbledygook, but trust me, by the time we get to May, you guys will understand what all of this stuff means. Okay, coursework includes reading the course materials, watching supplemental recap videos, completing quizzes and assessments, and taking a comprehensive final exam. Okay, by the way, this is a globalized course. Okay, we've designed it where it meets all the requirements to be a globalized course at DDCC. Okay. As far as a prerequisite goes, it's highly recommended that all students be at least hazmat ops level, so your hazmat level 1 responder. If you're not, that's fine. But you may, I wouldn't say you'd be lost, but you have a better appreciation of the material if you're hazmat ops. Okay. There's the student learning outcomes. Okay, pretty straightforward. As far as course materials go, you do need the use of a computer. Desktop or laptop are going to be preferable, whereas a cellular device you can still use. It's just kind of tough sometimes to read all this stuff. You have the option to print the materials, draw your answers, and submit the completed materials to Moodle, or you can choose to type your answers and submit it, and I'll show you how to submit those here in a bit. There's no textbook at all required for this course. There's hazmat chemistry books out there. You do not need it for this class, okay? All the content is online. I've got tons of PDFs for you to look at and stuff like that. They're all organized by topic. It's a very streamlined course, okay? As far as grades go, each quiz is going to count as 2.5% of your grade. You got 7 quizzes in total, so that sums up to 17.5% of your final grade. Same thing with assessments. Each one of those counts 7.5% of your grade. 7 of those, 52.5% of your grade. Now, I would highly recommend you do your quizzes before you do your assessments, okay? Your quizzes kind of get you in the right mindset to take on the assessments. The assessments are quite a bit more extensive than your quizzes are, okay? The remaining 30% of your grade will be based on your final exam, okay? Now, ideally, you're turning everything on time, okay? And if you don't turn something in on time and it's unexcused, and what I mean by unexcused is you didn't call me ahead of time and let me know, hey, my dog ate my homework, my wife's going into labor, whatever it may be. If you do not call me ahead of time, you're going to make a 50. That's going to be your highest score. And whatever you get wrong, I'm just taking off a 50%, okay? When it comes down to it, we're all responsible adults. We can all give each other a head up as to what's going on, okay? This course will include final exam during the last couple weeks. It's 100 questions, multiple choice. You're able to use your supplement section for the course during your final exam, okay? And I'll show you where that's at. Academic integrity is expected. I'm not going to be hovering over your shoulder doing an online exam, but try to test yourself, okay? Don't make it completely open book or anything like that. Try to see how you did in the class, okay? That being said, you need a 70 or higher in order to complete the course, and you need a 70 or higher on the final exam to complete the course, okay? There's some success strategies here that we have. They're universal throughout the college. Like I said, as far as class attendance goes, March 28th will be when we have our physical meetup day. Okay, I'll give you guys more details as we get closer to that day. If you show up to it, you automatically get 100 for the assignment. If you're not able to attend, let's say you got something important going on that day, or you just don't want to show up, because I get it, it's an online class, you do have an alternate assignment, okay, that you can find on Moodle, and that's also going to count there. That's a series of essays and stuff. They're not super difficult or anything like that. I'm not going to punish you for not showing up to an in-person day or anything, but I still want you to be able to kind of look at a scenario and be able to tell me what's going on, okay? Each student is expected to spend approximately 8 hours per week reviewing material and completing assessments. Obviously, that 8 hours is going to differ between people. It could be 4 hours for somebody. It could be 12 hours for another person. It's completely going to be dependent on the person. My turnaround policy, I try to have everything graded within 5 days of submission. Really, probably a week at most, okay? And that's just because, I work on shift, I'm teaching multiple classes and stuff like that, but I'm going to try to have these graded pretty quick for you guys, okay? Late work, I've already said, a late work will receive an automatic 50% off with each wrong answer being further deducted from that, okay? Course expectations, we've gone over that. Here's the thing with this course, successful completion of this course satisfies the chemistry of hazmat requirement for being able to take hazmat technician in North Carolina. Okay, so if your goal is to ultimately take hazmat tech and become a technician, then this class counts as that. Okay, and I'll send you guys some letters of completion at the end of the course, just verifying that. Okay, you got some more college information and policies, and that is the syllabus for you guys. Okay, so we're going to continue on. Like I said, you got your census assignment there. For each unit, you're going to have lecture notes that you're able to check out, okay? And in addition to that, you're also going to have assignments. So unit 1, this is quick, easy, so it's nothing crazy that you're having to do. It's just a discussion board as far as what's going on for Unit 1. So Unit 2 is going to be due at the same time as Unit 1. Now, Unit 2 is a little more involved, and Unit 2 is similar to how the rest of the units are going to be, okay? It's critical that you read these directions. So first, with Unit 2, you're going to read your Unit 2 lecture notes. It goes into detail about what the Unit 2 topic is, which is the basics of the periodic table and the basics of chemistry, okay? Once you read those, I would also become familiar with the chemical family flowchart and periodic table in the supplement section. Your supplement section is going to be all the way down at the bottom of this main page, okay? So you could check out the chemical family flowchart and the periodic table, okay? You're going to have these other supplements that are going to be recommended throughout the rest of the course, okay? Now, coming back up here, here's another thing. You also have recap videos, and these are not videos that are just in the depths of YouTube or anything. These are videos that I've created for you guys, okay? This is me working out problems, explaining how I worked out problems. So it's critical to read these lecture notes and watch these recap videos at a minimum before you tackle these quizzes and these assessments, okay? As far as the quiz goes, once you click on that, okay, you're going to come to this screen, and all you're doing is attempt the quiz, okay? And it's going to be some multiple choice questions, and there's also going to be a short essay at the end where we're talking 3 to 5 sentences, okay? Nothing crazy. It's just trying to figure out how you guys respond to different scenarios, okay? As far as the assessment goes, you're able to go here, and whenever you click that, you're going to come to this screen, okay? And from here, you're going to be able to open up the assessment. Now, it's going to show up like this. Would you like to make a copy? You would say, yes, I want to make a copy, and it's going to make a copy of this document for you to edit. Okay, so if your name's John Doe, you're able to call this Unit 2 Assessment -Doe or -John Doe, and that's going to be your copy that you're able to fill in the blanks on and stuff like that. Once you've completed that, what you can do is you're able to submit it here, okay? So all you would do is drag and drop the file, or you could add it there. Once it's there, you're going to hit Save Changes, and you're able to submit it. Now, here's the thing. PDFs are king with this stuff, okay? If you're able to submit it as a single PDF, that helps me out so much, okay? Please, 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 I discourage you from submitting, 15 different pictures or PDFs, 15 individual pictures or PDFs of your assignment, okay? Because I guarantee you, you're gonna skip one of those pictures. You're gonna miss out on like the 6th page of a worksheet, and then I'm going to have to hunt you down because I cannot grade you accurately unless I have the complete thing. So the best thing to do is upload it as a PDF, which is pretty simple to do, especially with a Google Doc, or you can upload it as a docx file since that's what the Google Doc is in. But please, just one continuous file is how you need to upload it, okay? So going back here, you also have some videos that you're able to watch that are supplemental. I mean, it's not me working through problems, but it's able to see kind of some chemical reactions and stuff. that we can't readily do in class or anything like that on our demo day. In addition, you have your answer key. That answer key is not going to be available until after the due date. So due date for Unit 2 being January 26th, it's not going to open up until the 27th, okay? Now, like I was saying, your other units, they are going to open up as you go along, okay? So Unit 3 is only going to open up after Unit 2, after Unit 2's due date is complete. Same thing as Unit 4, all the way on down. And here's where your demo day or alternate assignment is. So your alternate assignment is just going to be a series of videos that you can watch. And by the way, I'm going to change that due date. That should be March 28th. But I'm going to change that. I'm going to edit that for you guys. Anyway, that's an option for you guys to do. Okay. As far as everything else, I believe that's it. You got your final exam down here. Like I said, 100 question multiple choice. You get to utilize your supplements, which are down here. Oh, yeah. Ultimately, at the end of the class, you guys are able to evaluate me, tell me how I did as far as grading and everything goes. Other than that, I believe that is everything. I look forward to working with you guys. Hopefully, I'm able to see you guys at the in-person demo day. If not, that's fine, like I said. But I look forward to working with you guys, and best of luck in the class. Take care.